Imagine this. A secret plot is unfolding right in the heart of Rome, and by sunset, the most powerful man on the planet is going to be dead, betrayed by the very people he called his friends. So let's dive into one of the most famous and infamous events in all of history, the assassination of Julius Caesar. The whole story comes down to this one single fateful day, March 15th. And the year? 44 BC. Rome is, it's the center of the known world, but there's this tension in the air, like the whole city is just holding its breath, waiting for something to snap. And while most people are just going about their daily business, a deadly secret is being kept. Hidden in plain sight, right inside the Senate itself, are 60 men, and they're waiting. So how on earth did it come to this? 60 of Rome's most powerful men plotting to kill one guy? Well, it all boiled down to Rome's biggest, most deep-seated fear, what we can call its king problem. To really get it, you have to picture the scene. Julius Caesar had just won an absolutely brutal civil war. He'd crushed his main rival, Pompey, and now he was the undisputed master of the Roman world. We're not talking about a guy who commanded a legion. He controlled the entire Roman army. He didn't just have a say in politics. For all intents and purposes, he was politics. And then the Senate does something incredible. They give him a title that had never, ever existed before in the Republic. It was a huge honor, but it was also kind of like painting a giant target on his back. They named him Dictator for Life. Now, when we hear the word dictator today, we think pure evil, right? But for the Romans, it was an official, temporary job for emergencies, and it had a time limit. But adding those two little words, for life, whoa. That changed the entire game. It meant absolute power forever. And for a republic that was literally founded on overthrowing its last king, this was a massive, flashing red light. Then came what for many was the last straw. During a big public festival, Caesar's right-hand man, Mark Antony, walks up and tries to place a crown on his head. Caesar, very theatrically, refuses it, not once, but twice. And the crowd loves it. They go wild. But the senators watching from the sidelines, they weren't buying it. To them, it looked like a totally staged performance, like Caesar was just testing the waters to see if people would accept him as a king. So this fear, this absolute terror of a new king in Rome, it lit a fuse. And it drove a group of very powerful men into the shadows to cook up a secret plot. The conspiracy eventually grew to about 60 senators. The ringleaders? You had Julius Cassius, a guy who held a serious personal grudge against Caesar. And then, the really famous one, Marcus Junius Brutus. And this, right here, is what makes the whole thing a genuine tragedy. Because Brutus wasn't just some rival. He was Caesar's trusted friend, treated almost like a son by the dictator himself. See, for Brutus, this wasn't about jealousy or personal ambition. This was all about principle. He was actually a descendant of the guy who had kicked out Rome's very last king centuries before. So in his mind, he honestly believed that by killing his friend, he was saving the very soul of the Roman Republic from a tyrant. And their plan